Just think about it for a moment. Imagine we launched every nuclear bomb on Earth into space at the same time. Yeah, I know. It sounds both crazy and a little terrifying, but if we actually managed to remove all these massive weapons from our planet, what would happen? First, let's stop for a second and look at what we're dealing with. Because we're not talking about a few bombs here. There are tens of thousands of nuclear warheads spread across the world, and most of them are controlled by just two countries, the United States and Russia. The remaining countries have fewer, sure, but even these few are powerful enough to wipe out entire cities. So here's the thing. Getting rid of all these weapons wouldn't just be a good idea. It would probably be the biggest cleanup humanity could ever accomplish. But when it comes to actually doing it, things get complicated. No country is going to hand over their nuclear weapons casually. Security, trust, control. Every part of this is a challenge, so the team responsible for this project couldn't just be any normal agency. It would have to be a transparent, ultra-secure organization created by all nations working together. All right, but how would this organization send thousands of nuclear bombs into space? The rockets we use today aren't built for that. Their cargo capacity is too low, and even the smallest mistake with a nuclear warhead, well, you get the idea. So we'd need brand new rockets, stronger, safer, heavily shielded, and designed specifically to carry radioactive cargo. And here comes the most dangerous part. These warheads need to be armed before they even leave the ground. Because if a rocket crashes, you don't want to imagine the consequences. That's why a brand new launch site would be mandatory. Completely isolated, heavily controlled, and far away from anything resembling civilization. If everything goes right, the rockets would begin their journey into space one by one. But we can't detonate them just above Earth. Exploding them at low orbit would destroy satellites, disrupt global communications, damage electrical grids, and basically push the entire world into chaos. So the detonation point would have to be much farther away. The safest choice would be beyond the moon, around 380,000 kilometers out safe for Earth, but still close enough to study what happens. And then, the explosions begin. Not all at once, but carefully timed over weeks from Earth. You'd see small flashes in the night sky, almost like tiny stars lighting up for a moment. These explosions wouldn't just produce light. The energy they release could interact with Earth's magnetic field and create new auroras. Imagine seeing northern lights, not just in polar regions, but possibly all around the world. When it's all over, for the first time in history, Earth would be completely free of nuclear weapons. The fear of one mistake could destroy the planet would finally fade. Humanity would start a new chapter. Of course, that doesn't mean there are zero risks. Radiation clouds drifting through space could be dangerous for future astronauts. Deep space missions might need to avoid newly hazardous regions. But still, these risks are nothing compared to living on a planet full of doomsday devices. Maybe one day, a project like this really happens. And maybe we'll witness the moment humanity finally chooses not to keep weapons capable of erasing itself.